into champ select. So let's see if we see any targeted bans out here. Maybe we'll go for just a little bit more of the general OPs, but at this point they should have a general idea of what kind of champions these guys are playing. So
wait, are we in the finals now?
Yeah, this is the finals.
Well, this is it. Wow. After streaming for the past 5.5 hours, we have made it from game 1 to the finals of today's daily 5v5 draft tournament, and it is going to be a good one. After what we just saw from Team B10 last game, this is going to be something to watch, because if B21's made it this far, they have to be at least as strong as Team B10, and after what we saw last game with B10, this is going to be a good one.
So they did ban the Warwick, so the menace of the Warwick is not going to be available to them.
The Draven, that makes me wonder.
I wonder if...
I want to check their recent history and see who played Draven.
Yeah, I'm very curious for that. And then Jax being banned as well. Master Yi, not a surprising ban from anybody. Nobody wants to see that guy in a game because he's terrible.
Surprising that he could make such a comeback. And it looks like in
Nocturne, a great first pick.
Sora on the purple team actually did go 11-1-7 as Draven in today's tournament.
Wow.
So definitely warranted.
We know why he wanted to do that, for certain. So Thresh picked up. We're finally going to see a Thresh here. You know, we usually see a ton of Thresh games, but we actually didn't catch any that I remember.
There was a Thresh in the very first game of the day, actually. But
right,
that was
the one I didn't catch. Right, I wasn't with you for that one.
But yes, the Thresh has been picked or banned, or has been banned most of the time. Actually, I just believe he wasn't picked last game, but before that he was banned. And yeah, I usually expect to see more Thresh out there, but this will be the first one since the very beginning of the tournament, so we'll see how this guy does.
And this is very interesting. Looks like he might actually be going for an Amumu pick here. It does lock in. So we will see a sad mummy in this game, and we'll see if he can make everyone else sad too.
If I recall correctly, we did see a Twitch ban a game or two ago, and now we're seeing a Twitch pick, so this could be a pretty big deal. The Twitch ban might have been for a reason.
Probably a comfort champion there, and he wants to get onto it. And then there's the Leona, which was also banned last game. So they're definitely getting their comfort picks here.
Yeah, Sai actually did go 9-1-7 as Twitch, so in today's tournament. So we're gonna see if he can pull something out that scary again, because I actually really enjoy Twitch as an AD carry, and he's become much more enjoyable after the rework. He's just a lot. And the visual rework was really good, but he's actually a lot more comfortable to play now with the quality of life changes.
It was quite nice, in fact, which I hate because he's quite annoying. You should play. Yeah. Being a top player, Twitch is actually very painful with the super long range with the ultimate and the way he just kind of decimates teams. He's very hard to get to.
He just disappears.
Yeah, he's a pain.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite AD carries, and I think it has something to do with back in WoW I used to play Rogue, so I enjoy stealth-based champions. But as far as Evelyn goes, she's alright. She's not that much of a fan. I think it just has to do with the fact that Twitch could just pop in and out and just assassinate somebody so efficiently.
So a lot of strong picks in this game, not a whole lot of weird stuff going on other than, I guess, a Mumu. But we do have our Renekton top with that strong bully lane. Have not seen the top pick yet from the blue team yet. Eskimo, what do you play in this game? He played a Kali, right?
Yeah, last game we had Annie and a Kali. Now this time we're going to see maybe at least in, but we are seeing Annie again. And Annie was something last game, so I'll be pretty scared for this purple team to see that Annie come out again. We got Leona, which is just a strong support overall. Annie's last game was really scary. I didn't see Twitch's game when he went 9-1-7, but there must be a reason that they banned it, because it apparently was really strong. So I'm excited to see how that works, and I think Lee Sin's just a really good champion to beat Renekton in lane. because he has his W to sustain with Renekton, and he has really good dueling potential. You don't see too many Lee Sin tops, especially in this elo, because Lee Sin's a really hard champion to play, especially top lane. But I think it could work out in their favor really well, especially having Nocturne. That ganking potential top is going to be crazy, because Nocturne can ult in, and Lee Sin can safeguard the Nocturne. They can land the E, the slow, the fear, and they can just wreck somebody top lane whenever he comes to gank.
So we do see Orianna coming out from the other team, and we did see an Orianna earlier on today. Wasn't able to really get it done against
That's
that
true.
Italy with the poke, but
She did in her first game, but they just focused her down so hard in her in that other game that she wasn't able to get much done. Elise caused so much pressure, and now
the
we have
wombo
Nocturne,
combo.
who doesn't have a lot of pressure early game. She might be a little bit more scary this time, because Nocturne doesn't really have. Well, he does have good early ganks, but not at the level of Elise. He wants to spend his early levels farming, so I think Orianna is gonna possibly have a better time this time, and maybe be even scarier, especially with the synergy that it brings to the table with a Mumu. Being able to put the ball on a Mumu and have him bandage in and then just double ulti combo. It's gonna be scary if they can execute it right.
There's a lot of options, really. She could put it on Thresh. If he could land a hook, she could easily put it on Renekton, and he could just kind of dash in there as far as he wants. So there's a lot of options here for Orianna.
There's a lot to be said about this purple team's composition here. I think that they're looking really strong. Of course, individual skill-wise, though, I know after what we witnessed last game, we know how strong that Akali was. We know how strong Annie was. Now we're going to see Akali on Lee Sin, which, for all intents and purposes, has a generally similar play style. He's kind of in and out, just like Akali. And now we see Psy on his comfort pick of Twitch, and a Leona support, which synergizes really well with Twitch, and also is just, in general, an amazing support for the team, and will scale really well into the late game. And then the Nocturne pickup, and Nocturne's been a contested pick throughout the tournament, and he's a strong champion.
So it seems to me like, yet again, we have a composition picked up. On one side, we have, kind of like a comboing team fight, 5v5 champion pick, whereas the other team is a lot more on pickoffs. You got Nocturne with the ultimate and the vision reduction. Twitch can just kind of pop out and try and delete somebody with his burst and his ultimate. And even Annie's probably the exception to that, but Annie certainly can pick people off.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's essentially the same as what they went for last game, another pickoff kind of situation. Except last game they had Lucian, right?
They had Lucian, and they also had Warwick.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Warwick might be I think Warwick might be a bit better in that realm of picking people off than Nocturne, but Nocturne's nothing to sniff at in terms of picking people off, and I think Twitch is even better at that than Lucian. So this could work out even better for them than last game. We'll see how it goes. The thing is, though, Nocturne, I think you want to build him more damage, and
interesting. What makes you say that?
Well, because I think with Nocturne now is that he's now with Feral Flare. You want to be able to go in and 100 to 0 somebody, and I think that if you have, like, I see a lot of people do the Feral Flare, Bork, and Ghostblade, and if he goes that route, he'll be able to take some people out, but against their team, it might not work in his favor. He could just get blown up. So he might be forced to go tanky in this game.
So we are getting into the loading screen. This game getting underway between the two finalists of today's B tournament in the draft. These guys are already guaranteed 2,400 RP.
These guys are already farther than I've ever gotten. My best is 3rd place, so...
Well, this may be a weird thing to say. This almost seems like an easy way to make RP, guys. Maybe everybody should be joining.
I agree. If you find yourself playing solo queue and getting frustrated, I think the best thing you can do is play in a VG tournament, and it's basically like solo queue, but you're gonna win some prizes if you do well.
Guys, we have VG tournaments every single day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Was that 4 p.m. Pacific?
Pacific Standard Time, yeah.
And there is 4 different divisions. Whether you're bronze, whether you're platinum, challenger, gold, it doesn't matter. You will get matched up against people with similar skill levels.
And
it is a draft, so you do solo queue kind of thing.
Yeah, this tournament is tournament B, so this is mostly for gold players, and anything above platinum and diamond, you'll be able to see tournament A, which will be streamed on the Victorious Gaming main channel, which you can find at twitch.tv/VictoriousGamingTwitch. And over there, you'll see the finals for tournament A, which is the best of the best in terms of
MMR they're in finals
players.
Quite yet.
They're in semis right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But you can always head over to that channel if you want to see the higher tier or the higher elo level players playing. But as we've been watching this tournament unfold, you can see that these players, there's no
slouch here. I mean, they're doing really well, and they certainly give people a run for their money.
They're definitely improving themselves and showing that, you know, they have what it takes, and perhaps, you know, we'll see these guys climb the solo queue ladder in a matter of days, and then who knows, we'll see them in the A tournament pretty soon, because most of these guys have been doing exceptionally well.
Alright, so it looks like blue team is moving quite together here. They kind of wanted to do an invade, but they had a little bit of a disconnect, had to do a little bit of positioning. They didn't want to go in the obvious route. Amumu is right up there. Are they gonna, if they show a random one, Twitch, he sees him, there it goes, it's gonna come in. They do find the Amumu, they do slow him down a bit, he gets the Q onto him. He does use the instant drops, and Leona gets the first blood onto Amumu. The perfect invade against the Amumu, exactly what you want to do, ruin that blue buff.
Amazing play from blue team. I mean, this is the first time we've seen any good early game aggression from any team in this tournament, so it's nice to see somebody finally go up there and try to make a play level 1, and they do. They take the Amumu down and secure his blue buff, and that's definitely going to be a problem for Amumu. I wouldn't be surprised to see if purple team would try to rotate and try to take blue team's blue buff in return, but instead they're just going to secure the red, and it looks like Lee Sin's going to stand by to make sure that their blue is okay.
So Amumu is going to be doing his red instead, and I think that's just terrible for Amumu. He's in a lot of trouble here.
Really soon.
He does start with Tantrum instead of Spare, which is definitely a good call in that situation. Nocturne does pick up the opponent's blue, and he's going to turn around and get his red buff as well. Now, is Amumu going to just farm out the jungle, or is he going to try and take? No. He does not try to take that blue. They had it warded. It would be a very risky play for him to do so.
I agree, and that's definitely going to be a problem, because now we're going to see Amumu fall very behind, because without blue buff, he's going to have very difficult time sustaining his mana in the jungle. He's probably just going to, if I were him, I would just try to clear the jungle as fast as I can, get my 400 gold, and just back and get my Spirit Stone to have any hope of having some jungle sustain while I wait for the blue buff to come back up.
So is it possible that we see Amumu just go for it all and try and get a gank early here instead?
I wouldn't risk it. I would just go. I would just get that clear done and go back and get the Spirit Stone. But you know, you never know. He could go in, but I don't think his damage is early enough, and I don't think his team necessarily has the follow-up damage early enough to go in on a bandage, unless he were to gank through bot lane and the bandage was going to be, you know, a thresh move.
Some nice battles on top already, and definitely Lee Sin coming out on the worse end of that trade. Renekton kind of doing a lot of harassment to him early.
Yeah, Renekton definitely is a great sustain champion in the top lane, but so is Lee Sin. That Safeguard Iron Will is usually what top Lee Sin's will
Nice
max.
dodge
Wow,
of the
he's
Q.
sliced
Right over it.
Tempest,
Perfect.
or Tempest, the Resonating Strike.
Well, he certainly does sustain while he's under tower. Gotta give him that.
Sonic Wave is the first But anyways, another missed Q coming out. This is not going well for Lee Sin, and now we're gonna see Nocturne doing the early
bottom.
gank.
Nocturne early gank. He does get the spell shards to play, and exhaust, and almost, but he does get grabbed. Not quite into turret range. Amazingly, I don't know how that wasn't in turret range. But Caitlyn did use flash there, but exhaust is down as well for the blue team.
Ooh, Amumu might run into Nocturne here in his own jungle. Oh wow, they just somehow sneak right past each other, and now Nocturne's gonna get some counter jungling done.
They've got to be meeting each other. No, Nocturne has a ward, and he's gonna go for him. He's got double buff, and Amumu is weak. He can't stop him here. He fails the flash, but can he take the lantern? He doesn't take the lantern. You didn't take the lantern, Amumu. But he does get exhausted, and a play hits on the Nocturne. He's trying to get some damage. Could be a nasty 80 carry bottom, but no, they have to back off a bit. Orianna was there, could have made it even worse too.
Well, that was a pretty good trade. They only he lost his flash, but he got a kill and got away with his life. So that's definitely good for this Nocturne. He's already denied Amumu his blue, and now he's killed him in his own jungle. So he's definitely making Amumu's job really hard.
So this is the weakness of Amumu, ladies and gentlemen. The mere pick of Amumu makes this possible for you to do this to him. Exactly.
This Renekton is doing an exceptional job. Oh my goodness, thank you, person on stream. I'm so sorry, I was not reading chat that I did not fix my overlay. Very sorry about that. Anyways, back to the game at hand. I apologize. I usually have my scene switcher on, but I forgot to have it on this game, and it's not installed on my 32-bit OBS. So, anyways, back to the matters at hand. It looks like Safeguard is going to be the key for Lee Sin. I think he wants to max that, because if not, he's just going to keep getting bullied by Renekton, and he needs to be able to out-sustain Renekton, and that's something that usually Lee Sin's capable of if he maxes that W and uses it effectively.
Interesting little poke there. Renekton does use his ultimate, actually. Gonna try and go in on Lee Sin here. Lee Sin flash ultimates, but he doesn't get any turret hits that he wanted, and the Ignite is ticking down on Renekton. He almost has no health. There's Nocturne. He doesn't have his ultimate yet. He would have definitely dived on him if he did. Almost hits that Q. Not quite. Amumu is bottom, gonna try and make a play for some of this experience here. Is he gonna thread the needle? He does land it onto Leona, but it's not really gonna be enough. The flay misses entirely, and it looks like Thresh isn't even gonna use his hook at all.
Interesting.
No, he just didn't hook. Okay. Don't know what to say about that one.
Nocturne finally hitting level 6 off of Amumu's red buff, so this counter jungling is getting worse. Because not only did Amumu not pick up his blue buff initially, the ult coming down.
Ultimate all the way, dive onto Orianna, but the shockwave does burn the Nocturne. He's going to get a kill for the Orianna, and the burning so close. He wants Tibbers to get the kill for him, but it's not going to work. He gets away with,
Orianna's HP.
Let's count it, 12, 1-2 HP.
My goodness, that was insane. I can't believe that she got away with that. I was expecting her to get...
And a Zenith Blade onto Caitlyn. Leona is there. He gets the slow from the Twitch. A lot of damage going on to Leona here. He's taking so much, but the Summoner heal goes down, and he's taking a lot of true damage from Twitch now. That burn going on. He's like quarter health or so.
I'm surprised still, though, that Orianna was able to escape. I felt that she was going to be able to get the Nocturne with her shockwave, but I didn't think she was going to get away with her life.
Leona hits 6, does an ultimate, and gets it onto Caitlyn. The stun is enough. It was amazing,
Oh,
and
she
Thresh
walks
gets
up
the
to
kill
a
anyway. She
trap.
walks onto the trap. Caitlyn actually gets the kill for it.
And that's the
Amazing. So
advantage of
it
getting
is a
level 6
1v1.
first bot lane. Neither of purple team's level 6 or bottom laners were level 6 right there, and they just could not take the level 6 burst from Leona and Twitch. That ult from Leona comboed with the ult from
That
Thresh.
Twitch rat-a-tat-tat. Sorry, that sounds terrible to say just out loud in general.
I prefer it over the spray and pray, since he hasn't actually sprayed and prayed in a very long time.
It's true.
I think a lot of people that complain about that name change forget that the reason it was called Spray and Pray in the first place is because it originally actually did spray and pray. It was like a random superpowered MMO.
Yeah, it was totally random. It just kind of went back and forth.
Yeah, it was like a really bad misfortune. It did really a lot more damage, but oh, here comes the top. Ooh,
Nice
the
nice tower dive, perfect bandage and ultimate from Mumu, but it's not enough. He's under tower, taking a lot of damage. He did not do enough damage to the Lee Sin. He's so low, gonna just attack him with despair. He somehow avoids tower damage.
Never got tower aggro.
How did he not get tower aggro there? But it doesn't matter. Annie and Nocturne both up here, gonna try and take over this kill. Are they going to go straight for him under tower? Annie's in range. He does use Timbers and just QW. Don't disrespect the Annie.
Do that again, coming out from Annie. That was funny. I can't believe he DC'd my law.
He DC'd as that happened. No, he didn't. He taunted.
And slashed the type.
You don't taunt while you're DC'd. I'm sorry. So it looks like, oh man, that was great. So this early game, definitely in favor of blue team so far. Amumu just getting totally shut down. And
I'm surprised how well they shut him down. It wasn't just the early blue, but it's a consistent counter jumping effort by the Nocturne, who just used his ultimate and actually does go in on it.
Not sure what that was. Renekton's still doing some good bullying on Lee Sin up here, but he's going to go back in for it. This is an interesting choice by Lee Sin here.
Not sure.
Does take a little bit more harasses.
Not sure if Nocturne had just finger flubbed, or if he had thought he could go in on Orianna, but he was on. Or she was too far out.
I guess he could have been using it for vision, but.
Ooh, he could get hooked here. Oh no.
So Amumu is coming bottom, going to try and get his
gank,
ultimate is not quite up yet. It's very close, and the base misses. Nocturne dodged it pretty good. They did know Nocturne was there. Yeah, there's a ward in that tribe, so they knew Nocturne was coming.
Ooh, look at this up top. We might see a tower dive. Oh, just
an ultimate bottom lane. Ultimate from Amumu only catches the Nocturne. He flashes away. Leona takes it onto it, and Twitch does get the kill onto Amumu. The ultimate doing a ton of damage. Exhaust onto both AD carries, but Twitch flashes in, tries to get the more damage, a little bit more. Leona does the tower dive with the Zenith Blade, then flashes out, doesn't take another tower hit, so she does get out with it. And an ultimate is blocked from Caitlyn. Sorry, Caitlyn, no free kill for you.
Meanwhile, while this was going on top, a tower dive by Renekton to kill Lee Sin, but he wasn't able to get out of the tower range in enough time, and he actually lost life too. So a 1-for-1 trade in the top lane, while bottom lane gets a, what was that, a 2-for-1 trade?
I don't think anyone died on the blue team. No, it was 2-for-0.
They didn't lose anyone on blue team.
They didn't lose anybody.
I thought Nocturne went down, but
nope.
I guess...
He went close, but he didn't go down.
Well then that is increasingly strong in favor of blue team, while I think Orianna's, I forgot to change around the players to be side by side.
Oh man, I did too. I totally forgot about that this whole time. Nice call, sir. So, given this given this gap that we have going on, what does purple team's game plan here need to be? I mean, Amumu still has his ultimate and his bandage to be, level 18 to have that utility. So what do they need to do here?
I think that's the big thing here, is that if they want to get anything done, they need to group and make it happen as a team, because as far as solo skill, they're just being outmatched. And aside from Renekton doing his business in the top lane, he seems to be beating Leeson, who, interestingly enough, actually is 2-1, opposed to Renekton's 1-2. But by and large, it seems like Renekton's winning the lane. It just feels.
Leeson's just doing a very good job of basically under tower farming. That's where he's been most of the game. And taking harassment, he still seems to be able to sustain and get the farm down.
I really like what I'm seeing from Renekton here. Look at how well he plays this matchup. He uses the enraged stun as Lee Sin goes for the Iron Will. So then he negates his ability to lifesteal when his W is activated, which is just really denying his sustain while increasing Renekton's, because he can just call the meek afterwards.
Excellent play there, but there's Nocturne going to make a play for this. He does use ultimate, the first dash, the second dash, but the fear goes down, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. Are they going to go for the tower dive here? The ultimate from Renekton, it does use, the tower is hitting Lee Sin. He does have to flash out of it, takes a lot of damage. Renekton almost got a double kill there on that attack. Annie is coming in, but is not going to be able to find Renekton in time.
That early Sunfire cape from Renekton, making him tanky enough to withstand all that damage. That's what I was referring to.
Amumu actually finds Annie, and ultimate's on her and everything. The red buff, the burn damage is enough. He flashes, but Annie survives. No! Annie goes down, they trade it, and Amumu dies again, loses XP and his buff. I definitely think Annie came out on top of that one. The only difference,
Orianna damage from Amumu, but he did go Spirit of the Ancient, or not Ancient, that is the Spectral Wraith, so he does have the 60, or he's getting 58 ability power from that right now. He grants 2 ability power per large minion, so he's got 8 of those stacked on it right now. So he's doing, he's definitely going for a damage-oriented move, which is interesting, because usually when you fall behind, you don't want to go for a snowball item like that, because you're not necessarily snowballing, but we'll see if you can make some plays with it.
It looks like it wasn't
Twitch getting
a
really
hook
brave
landed onto Twitch there. Ultimate from Leona. She actually dives straight onto and exhausts the Caitlyn. Thresh gonna try and 1v1 Twitch, but no, he's gonna get ruined by the lifesteal. And ultimate from Caitlyn does land onto Twitch, but it's not enough to kill him. And Caitlyn is very low, but everyone there in that bot lane is low. Here comes Orianna, here comes Amumu. They're gonna dive him. Nocturne is close by, but is he in shape enough to finish it off? I don't know. Twitch's stealth was enough.
I think the last time we saw Nocturne go in that low for a gank, it didn't turn out too well for him. So.
Yeah, that was a Darius as well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work out well for him at all. So, no towers have gone down in 17 minutes of play. 0. I don't believe there's... Has there been a dragon attempt either?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the only thing that happened down by a dragon was the 3-for-1 exchange, or no, actually 2-for-0 exchange that happened with bottom lane. But
the ultimate now bot lane. Nocturne comes into the Thresh. That is definitely a Thresh going down. Rampage for Twitch.
A great spell shield to negate the blade there and get the fear off.
So if I'm purple here, I think they need to be forcing some team fights. They need to be making a change, because laning, this extended laning is not working out for their total whiff. Amumu total whiff on his ultimate, doesn't even lock down Lee Sin.
I'm not sure if he was going for style points there or what, but that was an odd choice to say the least.
So as we say it, blue team does go for a dragon there, and at the same time, also purple gonna go for that top turret. He does ignite Amumu, but that's not gonna be enough. He's just Renekton gets kicked away. The flash is not gonna let you get close. Renekton, total waste of flash. Annie comes behind him though. She's coming out of nowhere. She was trying to find the Amumu, but she doesn't. Renekton is still ultimate, gonna do a ton of damage. Even there's the Tibbers coming down, but here comes Orianna as well. The ignite is enough to kill Annie. What were you doing, Annie? Trying to think you'd get that easy kill on Amumu, and got himself killed.
My goodness, I'm questioning some of the plays that these players are making right now. That Amumu's bandage, the Annie's interesting choice to try to go after the Renekton there. I think with purple team being so far behind,
the shockwave whiffed because of the flash. Nice work on Nocturne. Gets the turret and gets out safely.
A lot of misplay here coming out from the purple team. It's surprising. I see, aside from the Annie's misplay, which was interesting, I don't see a lot of things going wrong with blue team, but purple team is just, I think they're letting the, maybe the nerves get to them, or perhaps just the fact that they're getting behind. They're starting to tilt a little bit because they're trying to do things that they just simply cannot do.
Well, that is certainly interesting. I mean, Amumu does need to take some risks to get back, but I think at this point it's just a wait and try not to feed too much. He can't really hold his own objectives. He can't really farm all that well, but he certainly can't try and be diving towers. And especially after he misses his ultimate.
He's 25 CS down here, and he's how many levels down? Like, only a level, but he's definitely, you know, he's lost quite a few of his buffs to Nocturne, not to mention Nocturne secure the dragon for his team, so
it's actually a feat in itself that he's only a level down.
Yeah, and he's now Nocturne's got Feral Flare as well.
So, I mean, we kind of transitioned into mid game here, but for the most part, it's still, they've extended laning so far, only 3 turrets total going down. And I don't know how Renekton got that steal, but he did have the blue. Annie and Lee Sin are hitting their double, but there's the shockwave from Orianna out of nowhere. Annie gets crushed from nothing, and there's Lee Sin trying to get the kick. He's going to kind of finish off. He does not finish Orianna, but the ultimate from Nocturne comes in, instantly drops him, and can Nocturne, with this Feral Flare, totally 1v1 Renekton? I think he can. He's going to do so much lifesteal here. He's just going to chase him down. And the Q lands with the fear as well. It's going to be the CC for the win, and the duel goes to Nocturne. 2 for 2 so far. Meanwhile, bottom, a total fight going on here. Leona gets hooked into the 3. Caitlyn and Amumu are here stopping her. The ultimate and the flash out, and barely makes it out. Nice escape for Leona. So, wow, what just happened? Where are we now?
I think we were all over the place right there. It was hard to tell exactly who was doing what, but definitely a lot of things going on all over the map. But I think purple team.
In comes Twitch. He actually jumps. Annie is there trying to get the stun onto Amumu there. He does not have his stun up just yet. And Amumu is very, very low. A hook onto Annie, so he can't get the stun, but a fail flash. A fail flash lets him land the fear there, and he gets the killing spree on Amumu. Double buff from Nocturne. They're definitely going to get this tower here. Orianna's going to come to help. I shouldn't have said definitely, because Orianna's here to help.
I think what we saw with Orianna and Renekton is exactly what this team needs. Is they need to utilize Renekton's tankiness and the ball to create plays like that, because that was a great 2-for-0 exchange they had top. And if they could do that in a team setting and manage to take out all the blue team doing something like that, it could really turn the game for them. They're not significant too far behind. They're only 3k gold behind. They actually have 1 tower over blue team, so I don't think they're out of this game yet. They just need to find their groove and hit their stride.
So a lot of dueling going on top here. These guys just really want to fight, but it looks like it's going to Renekton for the most part. So we'll see.
I think Renekton made a really smart choice in getting the tankiness first and then the damage. That's what I was saying in the last game, is that even though he was winning his lane, I don't think opting to go the damage first was too smart when the rest of his team was basically relying on him to be a tank. And in this case, it's actually opposite from the previous game, because they don't necessarily have to rely on him to be a tank because they have a Amumu. But since Amumu opted to go Spectral Wraith into haunting guys, he's not necessarily being decimated in his own jungle. He's not really able to be the tank that his team needs. So Renekton took up the gauntlet first.
The ultimate from Nocturne dives onto that Renekton, and the flash used before the fear procs. A perfect bandage from Amumu. Annie ultimates, but Annie is here. Why are you there? Oh, that's not going to be good for you. He does get the stun onto Nocturne, and the ball shockwave. He flashes out of the shockwave again. The second time we've seen Nocturne do that to Oriana. The Tibbers comes down, the ignite onto Renekton, and Annie is able to finish it off with that bait. But Leona. Oh man, Lee Sin also dies, but the flash and Q from Annie gets a double kill. One more 20 HP from Amumu. Wow.
An interesting 2v or 2-for-2 trade there. I'm not sure how.
Leona.
Oh my
Leona
God.
found him. Ultimate boom, and he goes down.
Wow, great play, Leona.
That was hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Just thinking about that. That was some follow-up.
I'm surprised at how that all went down. This Nocturne's reaction time is astounding that he was able to flash another shockwave. That
Not
looked
once,
like
but
it was going to be an amazing play for Purple Team, and he just completely stopped it right there.
And again, Lua is going to get this dragon for a second time with the smite. A nice steal attempt there from Caitlyn, but not going to overdo the smite.
I'm just, I'm really impressed by the way Nocturne playing right now, and of course we see Phi doing 4-0-1 on his comfort pick with Twitch, which is proving why it was meant to ban last game. Now that he has it, he's showing exactly what he can do with it. Annie's not snowballing as hard as she did the previous game, but she is doing pretty well. She actually didn't opt for Rod of Ages this time. She went first item Death Cap and is now going for Zonia's, so...
Yeah, interesting. It's a completely different build here from Annie this time.
I think this time she wants to, now that they don't have Warwick to catch somebody just in an instant from a range, I think she wants to be that person.
And the ultimate dive of Dragon Kick, Renekton's out of his tower safety, and an instant kill rampage for the Nocturne. That Feral Flare doing so much work here. And Annie is here as well, going to help on just killing that turret there. They want to finish off that tower, get some more of that global XP, global gold. Blue has taken a commanding lead here.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's not like these...
ultimate mid lane, shockwave on Leona. They're gonna finish her off, but Leona's ultimate, and Caitlyn takes the kill. A little bit of a kill steal there.
A lot of ultimates used just to take down a support. That's kind of scary that it took so much to take her down. But then again, Leona is really tanky. That's the kind of thing they need to do, though, in a team setting. They keep using these ults and these catches on one person. If they could catch multiple people doing that, I mean, look at that damage that Oriana just laid down onto Annie. If they could execute that onto
collapsing, and the ultimate used for Twitch, a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, look at that damage from Oriana. And he dies to the poison flash from Thresh, gets him out of there. But Annie's there to answer it. He just has to stand there and take it. He doesn't have a choice anymore.
Ooh,
Twitch might be able to catch this Kate. Nope, not quite enough to catch up. But Annie's got to cut her off. No. Renekton is here. Everybody's scared. Is he going to be able to get to him? He does stun him. He does get a little bit of a damage. Caitlyn is not quite in range. Here's Nocturne to turn it around. And the Feral Flare wanting to eat some more people. He does dodge that trap. He doesn't get hit by it. And he does, it gets onto it. But Annie's there to stop him. The kill from Annie. And here's Amumu going to try and get the Twitch. He does flash onto him. Gets the kill. Annie double kill. But
maybe now even a triple. Oh no, we'll just give it over to Nocturne, and that's going to double the kill lead. 22 to 11. Blue team just...
Meanwhile, Oriana and Thresh going to try and take down this Lee Sin. The shockwave, not enough to kill him. He actually gets Dragon Rage onto Oriana, and there's a lot of damage going on to Lee Sin here, but he is able to Q to the Wraith minions. Can he get away with that? I don't know. It's going to be close. Does he have a ward? He does have a ward. He launches it over to the Baron. Baron's going to kill him. Baron going to kill him. It does.
Kills him.
Sunfire Cape gets our Lee Sin killed by Baron. Amazing.
That is an interesting turn of event. It looked like he made a good play to escape, but then he goes over to the Baron wall and just aggroes it with his Sunfire Cape, and Baron max range attacking him too. I thought Baron might have switched aggro over to Oriana, but he just was like, no, take down this Lee Sin.
I'm gonna go ahead and get a kill for the pro team.
How dare he walk into my Baron pit with Sunfire Cape?
So here we go. Way ahead.
I think that purple team has shown a few times that they can do well with their combo, but they're just not like grouping and making it happen. Like, look at this damage from Oriana.
Wow, Annie is just chasing after Oriana.
Maybe Annie just DC'd.
Yeah, but he was going towards them. I don't know, it could have been. I don't know what happened there. It was definitely not good. And an ultimate goes down. They're spell shielded by the Knocker, and he's 2v1ing right now. But here comes Twitch to help out. He does a lot of AoE damage to both of them. Renekton is still alive. But can you finish it off, Twitch? Yes, he does finish off Renekton. There's one, the shutdown. And here's Twitch. 1-2 hits, he's gone. Can he finish off the Oriana? Zenith Blade wants to eat this Oriana. Shockwave goes on to Twitch. A lot of damage, but Labork is enough to do it. He does get the kill with the auto attack. But Twitch also gets the Oriana kill.
Great play by Oriana to dodge that ultimate by Leona and still pick up the Twitch kill when it looked like for sure she was going to get outmatched by the 2v1.
That was an insane play right there. I mean, it is a little bit back and forth. It's still Blue's game to lose, but it certainly could happen. And a hook onto Annie there from the Thresh, but Lee Sin has kind of walked into this fight. Thresh goes around a really strange way. Lee Sin can't finish it off, trying to chase down that Caitlyn, but there's Leona in that area as well. Thresh just got caught, and he does get stopped from back, but Annie walks right by him instead. The Lantern gonna be doing nothing. And nice escape. He does hit the golems. Great use of that teleport from Thresh. But they got 4 people chasing him right now. And I don't know that he can make it out. He uses the box, dodges the Q, spell shielded Q from Nocturne. And finally he gives it up and he's got to go towards these guys. He wasted enough of their time. He actually had all 5 of the blue team.
Well, he gave it his all. That was a decent attempt, but they sent way too many people down for him, and he averted 3 people's attention, which is pretty good. Ooh, the flash
tibbers from Annie getting to pick onto the Oriana, but no, she actually gets a good shockwave, and Renekton goes down instead. So a flash from Nocturne trying to get up there, but a land on the resonating strike, and Oriana goes down in just 1 Q from Lee Sin.
That's 3 down for blue team, but this could be, or purple team rather, and that could be an inhibitor for blue team now. Mumu's finally are backing off from top lane, but it's a bit too late as blue team's knocking on their door going in for this inhibitor, and Lee Sin is
getting bandaged, getting a lot of damage from the Caitlyn, and is he going to be able to survive that? One more hit, no, he's down, but Twitch does get the inhibitor turret, so they got what they came for. Can Mumu land an amazing bandage here? The Cell Shield didn't do anything. Bork from Twitch turns around, does get a lot of damage onto the Thresh. He does go down, and here's the fear onto the Caitlyn. Nocturne and Twitch do a ton of burst damage. He goes down.
A poor play and
Mumu leaves his team, uses his ultimate on the support. He still had his ultimate out that whole time. It's not a wonder.
Mumu actually did that right now. He literally just cost his team 2 players.
He certainly did. Big misplay by Mumu.
He had the tools to take those 2 down. I for sure thought I was going to see him land the bandage on the low health Nocturne and just ult both of them, but he wanted that Leona kill for some reason. He must have a special hatred in his heart for Leona like I do for Akali.
Well, let's chalk it up to tunnel vision. And
chalk it up for tunnel vision, yes, that's a good one. I definitely don't know if Mumu... I know everybody has their bad games, but at some point you gotta just wonder, what exactly is he thinking? Because he has the ability to do more than he's doing right now, and he's just choosing what seems to be the obviously poor choice. I mean, look at his build. Leandries, Rylai's, Spectral Wraith, and now he has the blasting one. He's just full AP of Mumu, and relying completely on Renekton to be the tank, and an initiation goes on.
But it does do a lot of damage. She kind of proved us a little bit weird on that one. The ultimate goes down for Leona. Nocturne gets the kill onto
Thresh wants
Oriana.
to kill,
Thresh
but he
goes
can't
down
get
to
it.
Twitch, and Twitch actually flashes over the wall to get into this fight. Amumu goes down to the Nocturne, and that is 3 people dead on the purple team. Annie with a shred of life, less than 100. And Leona also quite low, but still alive.
I cannot believe how well initiated that was, the purple team, and yet they still managed to get that turned on them. The shockwave to execute an Annie that basically had no health as it was kind of a waste in my opinion. I think she should have just used it on the grouped team members and got a 4-man ulti than trying to kill the Annie, because Annie just Zhonya'd it and cost her team, or purple team, a shockwave, and then afterwards it was just easy pickings for blue team.
So revisiting from Champ Select, how about that comfort pick on Twitch?
Well, he went 11-1-7 last time. Now he's 11-2-4.
Renekton is actually able to pick off Nocturne, went a little bit crazy in there, a little too deep, and blue team is backing off here. But yeah, the Twitch, he's gone 11-2 in this game. Certainly
he's
a reason.
Definitely feeding a lot harder than the last game. He went 9-1 last time. Now he's 11-2. So
yeah, that's outrageous.
GG, report Twitch for feeding. Now we have Nocturne 9-3-12. We have two hyper carries on the side of blue team. It's pretty hard to deal with a fed Nocturne and a fed Twitch, especially when you have Annie stunning people up and Leona as an amazing tank line initiator. Not to mention, after getting Hydra, Lee Sin went straight up for tankiness. He got Sunfire. Now he has Spirit Visage as well, so he's actually not that hard to kill. Meanwhile, he does put out a decent amount of damage, so it's just not looking too good for purple team here. Wow.
Oh, a good ultimate on Amumu. He did land it with the Twitch. The shockwave just didn't happen. It's still up. She didn't use it at all. The ball was on Amumu.
That was a free kill onto Twitch there, and she just didn't do it. That
Somehow
was
Twitch gets away with his life. Wow, I'm flabbergasted. So inhibitor down for the blue team. They have the commanding lead in this game. Nocturne and Initiate does not get the fear proc onto the Caitlyn. That stun for Amumu was a little bit too much. Couldn't get past it. So a nice peel that time. What he should have done to begin with. But now they're just going to get that second inhibitor.
Yep.
And there's no reason they shouldn't either. There's no turret there. They definitely win the team fight. Here it comes. Amumu does land a bandage there. The ult is not up. It's not up. The shockwave does 3-man shockwave. Very nice there, but a lot of AoE damage. A little bit of picking going back and forth. Thresh does land a hook on the Annie. A little bit weird. The fear lands on the Thresh. Twitch gets the kill on the Caitlyn. Lee Sin on the Renekton. All of the 4. That's going to be it. Oriana's not going to be able to 1v5.
My goodness. What an amazing play by blue team, each and every player. I mean, Leona 2-3-11, 13-2 for Twitch, 9-3 for Nocturne, 15 assists on him as well. Annie 8-5 and 5-5 Lee Sin. Just solid play from absolutely everybody in a well-deserved victory. And congratulations to all of these players for becoming today's champions and walking away with 3,200 RP extra on their accounts and a prestigious and rare Triumphant Rise skin, which I am rather jealous of, but nonetheless, congratulations guys, you did definitely deserve it. That was a well-fought game, and you all played extremely well, and a complimentary round of applause to the losing team for coming in second. You fought very well, but in the end only one person could win, and that had to be blue team.